I just think this is a horrible idea. It looks gross. It looks kind of like baby poop. Hi, I'm Kate and welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday again, time to talk new makeup releases. There's quite a bit that's coming out this week. So I'm gonna scooch on over, leave some room up here to put pictures of the things I'm talking about today, and I'll be right back. Alright, so there's quite a bit being released this week. Some good, some bad, and some really bad. So let's dive right in. The first thing I have here is a collaboration between Coach and Sephora, and it looks really dumb. It's like keychain eyeshadow palettes. So there's like a unicorn palette, a dolphin palette, and a dinosaur palette. And the palettes are $38 a piece. There's a brush set for $68, a nail set for $18, and a set of 4 lip glosses for $36. This looks like it's made for kids, but it's Coach. Yeah, no thanks. Alright, a new release from Hank & Henry. So I've only tried Hank & Henry once. I got a palette in a BoxyCharm probably 2 years ago by now, and I hated it. The colors were disconnected, it didn't perform well, but yeah, they do have these blush palettes coming out, so it's $25 for each blush palette. They look really pretty. I don't really need a blush palette. I prefer not to buy face palettes because inevitably I can't use all of the shades. I'd rather just buy the singles of things that I need. Makeup Revolution has 2 new palettes coming out. So these are the reflective palettes, Ultraviolet and Sugar Ray. I've never tried, have I tried Makeup Revolution? Yeah, I guess I've tried some of like the I Heart Revolution palettes and they're not my favorite. These look fine, you know, kind of lackluster. They all have, you know, some pretty similar shades. Not for me. Right, Dior has some palettes coming out. They look really blah. Their products are really expensive and they're really lackluster to me. Yeah, definitely not something I'm interested in. I haven't been interested in anything Dior makeup-wise. I don't know. Someone let me know, like, do they perform exceptionally well and the price is worth it? Like, I've heard about the Tom Ford quads, but yeah, these just don't look exciting. It looks like a lot of, you know, mid-tone and light shades. I don't know. Someone tell me, is it worth it? Because I don't think so. All right, Bare Minerals has a new collection release. So this is the Mineralist Lip Gloss Balm and Gen Nude Bronzer. It's like a blushy bronzer. So the lip gloss balm is $20 and the bronzer is $25. So it's a bronzer blush hybrid, but they all look pretty, you know, pinky corally, so I don't really see where the bronze comes in at all. So yeah, that's gonna be a pass for me. I have tried Bare Minerals. What have I tried? Their foundation is decent, but that's all I've tried. So I don't understand the term blonzer when there's nothing like bronzy about these. Right, Muse Cosmetics is sneak peeking their palette. It looks like in collaboration with Drench Cosmetics. It's the Genesis palette, so some kind of unique shades, some really pretty blues and teals. I see a silver, I see a pretty kind of fuchsia shade, some really warm tones. This looks interesting. I've never tried Midas. I've, you know, been tempted a few times, but not enough to pull the trigger, but this could be pretty. Alright, Viseart has a big release. They are re-releasing their Grand Pro 1X palette. So this is a $150 palette. I have a couple of Viseart, like the small edit palettes, and I do enjoy them. It's a beautiful formula, performs really well. This is an all matte palette. The differences from the original, there's 11 new shades. So if you have the original, I don't know, there's 11 new shades worth $150. Not to me, is a big palette like this worth $150. Maybe for like a makeup artist, not for me. Again, I do really like Viseart's formula. Especially their mattes. Their mattes are beautiful. It's just not worth that price point for me. Right, Pat McGrath has some new lip products out. So it is the Legendary Wear Matte Lipstick. So there's 8 new shades. It's a matte liquid formula, $30 a piece, or all of them for $200. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend $30 on a lipstick. I don't love liquid matte lipsticks. I just find they get really dry and cracky on my lips. Not my favorite, especially not for $30 a piece, you know, even if it is Pat McGrath. No thank you. All right, this is kind of a cute release that I'm not interested, but it is cute. But Hip Dot, They have some interesting collaborations. They did like a SpongeBob collaboration. They did a Tapatio, like the hot sauce collaboration, I believe. But this is a collaboration with Peeps, kind of for springy Easter. So, you know, Peep shades, little sponges that look like Peeps, which is kind of fun. Again, not something that I'm interested in at all, but it's kind of a cute collaboration. So it's a 6-shade palette for $24, a set of 4 Peeps sponges for $16, the whole bundle for $40. Not a bad value, but again, nothing I'm interested in, but it is kind of fun. Right, Dominique Cosmetics has a few new complexion products. So there's a primer serum and a hydrating mist. So the serum is $28, the mist is $32. You know, a little out of my price range for a mist. For a serum, that's not bad if it's good. Right, Peachy Queen. I think last week I talked about 2 Peachy Queen palettes being released, and there's another one now. But this one is actually kind of cute. It's a Tiffany's palette, so it's $27.99. It's, you know, the packaging is that Tiffany blue, and there's a couple kind of green, teal colors, some cooler neutrals. I think this actually looks really pretty. I'm probably not going to spend, you know, $28 on a 9-pan palette, but I do think this is really cute. All right, Copacetic has a couple more releases. I think I talked about a little green palette last week. They have 2 this week. So there's a garnet quad and an amethyst quad. And it says that it's a face palette. So, you know, I know for me this would be, you know, way too deep for both the blushes and the highlighters. The purples are kind of interesting to me as blushes. Not something I'd be interested in, but looks interesting. I think they're eye safe too, so you could use them as eyeshadow quads as well. Some of those kind of duochrome highlight colors are really pretty, so that could look really pretty on the eyes. Some kind of sad news in the beauty community. So Becca Cosmetics is shutting down in September of this year. Becca has had an interesting journey the last year. I think the only new release was like the clear foundation, like Becca Zero Foundation, I think it was called. I'll post it up here. And I don't know what the point of that was, but I do have one like ride or die Becca product, and it's the bronzer in Maui Nights, and I use it as a blush and I love it. So I'm definitely gonna have to pick up another one before they're closed down, but yeah, that's kind of sad. All right, so It's Belle Cosmetics, they had that beautiful Break the Rules 9-pan palette, and it like very quickly sold out. I know Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner loved it, Heather Austin, like a lot of creators just loved this palette, so they are restocking. So I think it's available now. I'm not sure if that's a pre-sale or if it's just available, but it's open again. So I am tempted by this one, so I'll have to kind of decide. I think it's up today at like 5 p.m. Today is Saturday. This is coming out Sunday, but as of now it's Saturday. So I might have to check that out. There are some really beautiful shades on this, and you know, it's still been on my mind since it came out. So we'll see. We'll see. So I do want to mention the Black Moxie Cosmetics palette and singles release again. I mentioned it last week, but I'm really excited. I did end up ordering the palette and a few singles. Not sure when they'll arrive. I will do a video whenever they do, but they are launching officially on March 6th. They're available now for pre-order, and it just looks really pretty, so I'm really excited for this one. Okay, there's a new release from Alien Cosmetics. This is a 9-pan palette. It's 9 shades, 5 duochromes, and 4 mattes. These are kind of my colors. I like kind of the orangey and grungy yellow and some greens and a black in there. This looks really pretty. I don't see a price, but it is available for pre-order now and estimated to ship March 7th. I'll probably pass on this for now, but it does look really pretty. Right, Trixie Cosmetics has a new palette launching, and a glitter it looks like, but the palette is Daytime Realness, so it's a very blue themed palette, but it has a nice range from light to all the way to a black, a couple different tones of blue, some shimmers in there. The palette is $24, and then some glitter, an ocean blue glitter for $10. I've never really been interested in this brand. There hasn't been anything that really interested me that much. I don't do a lot of blue eyeshadow, as I'm wearing blue today, but it does look pretty. I like the range of blue in there. All right, now here's a product that I need to talk myself out of. It is a really beautiful blush by Estee Lauder. It just looks really like soft and pretty, but it is $32. I don't really need to spend $32 on a blush, but it looks pretty. It looks really pretty. So this is the Rebellious Rose Pure Color Envy blush by Estee Lauder at $32. And the packaging just looks really pretty. I'm gonna pass for now. I have a lot of blushes that I just need to use. I don't really need anything new unless it's like bringing in something completely different, which this I don't think would be, but it does look beautiful. All right, Ofra has a new highlighter. This is the Milk and Cookies highlighter. So it's a split pan with the shade Milk, which is a champagne pearl, and the shade Cookies, which is like a warmer champagne bronzy color. It is $35, probably a little deep for me. I could probably use the Milk shade, but not the Cookies side. I do have an Ofra highlighter that I use. I'm wearing it today. I don't know how well it shows up, but I do have the shade Glazed Donut, but this looks pretty. So Trend Mood posted a few days ago that Kris Jenner has filed trademark docs for Kris Jenner Beauty, Kris Jenner Skin, and Kris Jenner Skincare. So it looks like she'll be coming out with some makeup and skincare. I'm honestly surprised it's taken this long. All right, Adept has another sneak peek. So they just released the Ninhydrin palette, which I think sold out in like a minute. So they're already sneak peeking a few new shades. The name, it looks like Kodan. I'm probably saying that wrong. But it says, due to a lot of feedback, they're pushing back this release and going to order thousands more. People were a little salty about the release of the Ninhydrin palette. I think a lot of people weren't able to get it and were upset that they didn't anticipate, you know, how popular it would be, especially after the Plain Jane. But they are a small business, and I think the owner, like, this is her side hustle. It's not even her full-time job, so people need to chill a little bit, but I'm still, you know, kind of torn about the Plain Jane. It looks really pretty. I'm curious to see what this one is whenever it is released, but definitely a brand that I have my eye on, and, you know, we'll probably try something at some point this year, hopefully, but yeah. All right, so this is an indie brand I haven't heard of. It's Sparkly's Glitter Gloss, but it's the Mimoplasm Lip Gloss, which is a multi-chrome lip gloss, and I just think this is a horrible idea. Like, even their promo pictures, it looks gross on the lips. Like, I don't think you need duochrome on the lips. I don't think it works, especially this shade. It just looks kind of like baby poop, which is sad because, like, just kind of scrolling their page, they do have some really beautiful shades, but this just doesn't work to me. It doesn't work at all. All right, KVD Vegan Beauty is releasing the Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. So it's full coverage for normal to dry skin, fresh matte finished, infused with apple extract. $38, available in 40 shades. Seems like a good shade range. Like, just looking, I'll post this picture of the swatches, so like a pretty good range from light to deep, and a lot of deep options, which is nice. So a variety of undertones. I think the only thing I've ever tried from the brand is the eyeliner, which is nice, but nothing else has ever really interested me, but here's this. Right, Muse Beauty. So they came out with like a few art themed palettes so far. So it was the Starry Night palette that looked really beautiful, and then was it like the Impressionism palette? They've had some really beautiful palettes come out. So this is the Le Jardin palette. It's available for pre-order for $28. Very springy feeling. Not something I'm going to get, but it is pretty. Right, Necromancy Cosmetics has the Gothic Romance eyeshadow palette. So the packaging for this is kind of cool. It's, you know, looks kind of like a book, and then it opens up, the mirror comes out separate, and then it folds out, so it's like a 4-panel palette. Kind of inconvenient if you like to like hold your palette while you're using it, but pretty color theme, some pretty deep shades, those kind of grayish teals, it looks like, and some warm tones. It looks like just one shimmer. It's pretty. It's launching in March, which I guess is tomorrow. A release that kind of infuriates me a little bit this week is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It is the 3-year anniversary of the Blood Sugar palette, so he's re-releasing the palette in new packaging, and then there's a mini palette with only 1 new shade. So 8 shades from the original Blood Sugar and then 1 new shade. And the sad thing is, I feel like most people that are going to buy this are people that already have the blood sugar palette and they're going to spend that $28 for one new shade. Yeah, no thanks. And last but certainly not least, Natasha Denona had a palette that was just leaked the other day. So pan these palettes. Looks like she said found at Sephora. Yeah, so this one's kind of interesting. So don't get me wrong, I love my Natasha Denona. I have a few of the large size palettes. This one is called the Circo Loco palette, so like a carnival themed palette. The packaging is interesting and it's very colorful, which isn't the most common thing for Natasha Denona, you know, other than her Trial Chrome palette, which I passed on. Like at first it drew me in just because of all the color, like especially that teal shade and kind of that soft minty color. But the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. Also the fact that this is in the large size, which is $129. If this was in like the midi size, I might consider it. So I'm actually glad that it's in the large size because it's an easy pass for me. Again, like I love color, I love playing with colorful eyeshadows, but not for this price. And I feel like the colors that are in here that I would use, I have already in my collection in other brands and formulas. So this just isn't it for me. Thank you so much for watching my video. Leave a comment below if you're picking any of these things up. There's a few that I'm like on the fence about, so we'll see, you know, as time goes on. But thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.